Reignite your intuition to grow your intuitive self. Today I talk about when you are too tired to feel certain things. My name is Angela and I'm a highly intuitive person by birth. What makes me the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition. As a psychic life coach, it is my passion to support people by becoming themselves. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and hands-on strategies that I have developed to support you in your daily lifestyle. Do you feel like having a little bit more knowledge of your emotions, or do you feel tired already regarding any emotions? Yeah? So take 30 minutes of your lifetime, book a free call with me. You'll find the link on angelahack.com. Work with me right on top there, you can sign up. Actually, I'm still fighting within me if feeling tired or feeling exhausted would be correct, or honestly it just has to do with being completely overwhelmed with any emotion, and I mean any emotion. There is moments in life when emotions are so strong that you just can't deal with them anymore. Of course, when we are in love or we met the man of our lives or whatever, that's just awesome. And when you overflow with happiness, then you'd rather not hear that someone is being like, oh, you're so emotional. There might be someone being like, okay, well, that's enough, dude. But hey, come on, someone in love, you don't stop them. But there is people, they have in their history moments when they're so exhausted about something or so tired. And by the way, anger can tire you. It's just been so tiring. Like, for example, if someone is absolutely not willing to look at something, and you love that person, whatever, because it's your hobby or your kids or a really good friend, and you support them, and they just don't wake up. No freaking way that they wake up. There's just no way that they wake up. And then you realize, well, at a certain point you're so tired to feel the emotion anymore. You're not even feeling anger anymore. And this is a kind of dangerous when people stop being like emotional. I mean, having emotions is totally fine. Being able to sometimes not going through the roof because of emotions is totally fine. But it's very important that you know what you do and that you feel what you want to feel, and you still don't, drive everybody crazy. I remember in my life there were moments when I was so exhausted from trying to at least get something normal done with someone who was just not able to live as I call it, normal life or boring life or whatever. I don't care if it's boring or normal. And this person just never, ever tried to give in or to learn or to anything. And you explained and the person said yes. And half a day later it was already gone. And you can love a lot. You can really, love has an amazing power. And I read a book about the girl that was unfortunately living with her mother, who is a very bad drug addict. And she wrote in a book that hope is really something that's hardly giving up. But that was way too much that she has to cope with. And when you're at this point, this whole emotion thing starts to lose it, kind of, which is very weird, but that's how it goes. I mean, hello. So when you are in a position that you feel that you're so tired to get emotional, take a mirror and look at you. Take a mirror and look at you. And I mean what I say. I remember that there was a time in my life when I was obviously so exhausted I looked freaking old. And I'm not old, not in my opinion. I know I'm having a big birthday this year, but hell no, I'm not old. Not in my heart, not in my brain, not in my mind, not anywhere. Okay, my body might slowly start to show that I'm not 20 anymore, but even that is quite nice. So hello, I mean, I'm a lucky person. But I remember after this whole time when I was really exhausted, I had a hard time to have any emotions anymore. I was not happy, I was not sad, I just was kind of like locked in within me. And I looked many months later, I looked at pictures of me and I took them. And I remember that I went to certain people, I was like, did you see how I looked back then? Did you realize anything? Why didn't you say something? And one person looked at me and was like, really? You really think I should have said something? And I was like, yeah, you know, blah, 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 blah. I was in this, oh, I'm such a poor whatever. And then he looked at me like, I could have told you you're a dumb idiot. And you would have explained me in about a million ways why you are not a dumb idiot. I could have put you in front of a mirror and said, look at you. That's not even funny anymore. And you would have said, well, that's just what you think. It's not what I think. And this is the point. Not the others have to look at you. It's you who has to look at you. You know? It's you who has to realize where you're standing. And yes, there is moments in life when you just get so exhausted. Your emotions are, whoa. They're just wow, part of you, and you're just like, what the hell? And the important thing is to try to step out of the hamster wheel and look at it. Or as I like the picture of getting out of the theater. So you're on stage in the whole play, and you're so involved that you don't get what's going on. There is certain ways how to get out. If you're feeling emotionally strong enough, you go behind the stage. You check out what's going on. Why is A having this thing going on with B, and this issue is building up a problem with Z, and da 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 da. So that you realize you yourself are not that much involved in the whole crap than they think, actually, or that you think, actually, in this moment. It's more that they probably involve you because you're such a friendly person, or they like you so much. But when you're tired and exhausted, just take the step down from the stage and become the person sitting there and watching the play. Because then they can't suck your energy. Then you can't let them suck your energy, because you just watch them doing whatever they do. You just watch them. And that's very, very important, to just watch them doing what they're doing. And for this to be able to realize that you're supposed to get out of the play or move your butt to another place in this whole theater, there is always very good to have a real friend who might tell you those things you don't want to hear. And if you get angry with this person, they just hit the perfect button. That was the button it was needed to press, you know? Because if someone tells you something and you go like, what the F? That's BS, blah, 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 blah. They got you, and they got you right on spot, the perfect topic. And I think that's awesome, because these people are called friends. By the way, real friends. Therefore, please, 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 always appreciate them in your life. Even if you think like, oh, what the, I don't want to, the more they make you angry, the better friends they are. If they are telling you things you don't want to hear, but within you, you know exactly that they're right. If you're blessed with such a friend, you're a lucky person, because a lot of us just don't have this kind of friends, because it takes quite a lot of courage to be a real friend. It costs you sometimes much more than money can ever pay, because it costs you the risk to lose a person you like. But it's important, because when you are too tired to feel things anymore, and you don't have anyone who tells you, hey, dude, come on, come down, let's have a look at your life, then it's really dangerous that you lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you lose the most important person in your life, because honestly, you can lose everybody, but you should never lose yourself. And yes, there might be those who say, no, I don't want to lose my children, my wife, my husband, my parents, my siblings, whatever. Of course we don't want to lose them, but as a matter of fact, so when we die or they die, and that's not losing them. if I'm talking about losing, I'm talking about losing your own connection to your emotions. And when you are too tired to feel emotions, you're already in a freaking dangerous state. And I'm really worried about you, to be honest, because it's so exhausting. It's a freaking headache thing, okay? So take good care. Be aware of what you do. And if you realize you're too tired, or a really good friend of yours is too tired, one of the cheapest things you can do, and one of the most effective things you can do, and I think the only thing that I personally know that's just giving for free, not charging anything, and is still able to give even when it's tired, that's nature. And yes, there might be people thinking, oh, she's now starting to tell me to hug a tree. By the way, yes, hug a tree. And if you don't want to hug the tree, just stand in front of the tree, look at the tree, and then look up into the crown and see how beautiful, amazing the tree is, and look down and see the roots and how amazing they are built up. Go walk in a forest, go walk by the sea, go walk by any water, river, small, big, I don't care. But they're all supporters for free, and they're so energetic, and they're so supportive. And the best thing to do is go outside. Go outside for walks. That's exactly what I do too. Go outside. It's for free. Nature's for free. And if you live in a big city and you have like a hard time or many blocks to walk until you get into nature, there is always little hidden places, little gardens, little rivers, little whatevers. Find them. Tell them to show you, and you'll find them. You'll find them in huge cities. You find them. There's always some green spots, always. So now, for me, I wish you that you take care of your emotions. Don't stop being emotional. When you feel that you have a hard time to feel, take a break and come back to what's the most important person in your life, to you. Take care of you and only of you. Okay? So I wish you positive emotions. I wish you growing emotions that bring you further in your life. And I wish you that you always look in the mirror every day and you know who you are. Are you ready for being you? Yes? Are you ready for letting go those emotions? Yes? Then go to angelahack.com, work with me and book a 30-minute call. You find the link right there. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition.